Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Today we're looking at this. This is the Red 7 Amp Central EVO. Now this is the second iteration of Red 7's load box attenuator, and this thing is absolutely incredible. So this turned up about a week ago, and I've been testing it out on all my different amplifiers and comparing it against my other load boxes. I've got a 2 Notes Torpedo Studio, and I've also got an aux box as well. Now I'm not going to be able to explain and show you how different this is to other load boxes, but it feels completely different. It is way more alive under your fingers. And what I mean by that is when you plug into a speaker, crank it up, it sounds great, feels great, but your guitar reacts with the amplifier in a certain way. Up until now, I'd always say there's some sort of compromise with load boxes, even though they're great for monitoring and recording in an environment where you can't really turn the amplifier up. There's always a slight compromise with the frequency response of the load box and also the feel. Now, ever since I plugged this in, this is completely different. Now what I'm going to do is show you all the features of this load box and play through a couple of examples. So let's start with some of the tones you can get out of this. Today I've got my Amplified Nation Overdrive Reverb plugged into the Evo so you can hear all the different sort of tones we can get out of it. But if you don't know what an attenuator or a load box does, it basically enables you to plug your valve amplifier into a unit like this, and you can either run this without a speaker or you can run it with a speaker to enhance your speaker. Now amplifiers always sound best at a certain volume, so the master volume, if it's got a master volume, if it hasn't, the volume cranked up quite high. It's going to get all the valves working at their optimum capacity, and it does sound better when you turn an amp up to a certain point. It sounds absolutely fantastic. What this enables you to do is to plug the amplifier into the load box or attenuator, and you can either run this without a speaker, so you can run this straight into your recording interface, or you can attenuate or turn down the volume of your speaker so you're running at basically bedroom levels. Now this is incredibly useful in a situation like I've got here where I can't really turn amplifiers up as loud as I'd want, and it also makes recording and live view so much easier as you haven't got to put a microphone in front of your cabinet. The Red 7 Amp Central EVO has got a couple of tricks up its sleeve. One, we've got a stereo effects loop, and as you'll see just off to the left of it, I've got a Delverb plugged in. Now this is providing all of the reverbs and delays for this video. So I can plug a stereo effects unit straight into the back of this and we're getting stereo effects. Next we've got 16 preset slots which can run in stereo with the 16 storable IRs, and you can choose that by turning the control at the front, or we can also control it via a Bluetooth app. Now I've got my iPad plugged in and I can go through the different sounds like this. We can choose between a bunch of different inbuilt IRs, and we can also load our own IRs into it as well. Now one of the things I also think is great about this, we've got this routing system which we can change between sum and stereo. So what that means is in stereo we get the left IR coming out the left speaker and the right IR obviously coming out the right speaker. Sounds like this. Now say you want to sum them together, so you want the left and the right coming out both outputs, we can set the sum. At the moment I'm currently playing through an overdriven tone. And we've got a bit of excess noise as well coming from the guitar and the amp. The Evo has also got a really effective noise gate which can be set per patch or globally. And it's incredibly reactive. Now, one of the other things which I think is absolutely fantastic is it's got a power amp emulation in it. Now, you're supposed to use this if you plug in, say, like a preamp straight into the back of the Evo. Now, I've got, as I said, my Amplified Nation Overdrive Reverb plugged in, so it's an amplifier with a power amp section. And as you'll see on this patch, I've got the power amp sim on. If I take it off, now, as I said, I've already got an amplifier plugged into it with a power amp section, so it's not really designed to do this, but have a listen to the difference if I switch the power amp emulation on. To my ears, I think it sounds better with the power amp emulation on that patch, so I've got it saved to that patch inside the Evo. So a couple of other features, we've got a line out and a line in. As I said, the line in is if you want to plug a preamp straight into it and use this power amp emulation. And lastly, this little unit will take up to 100 watts. So if you've got an old Plexi, you want to plug into it and get all the versatility out of adding a stereo effects loop to it and all that sort of stuff, you can do it with this. Absolutely fantastic. Price-wise for this, we're talking €660 before tax, £550 before VAT, and $799 before tax. So if you compare this to something like an aux box, it's a lot better value. If I was looking to buy an attenuator or a load box, I think this would be my first choice. It sounds absolutely awesome. So anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on the bell button, and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.